What's up, guys? I'm Master Cody with Garza's Premier Martial Arts, and I'm here with one of our awesome black belts, Mr. Wade Hicks. And today we're going to take you guys through some kicking drills, all right? So this is going to be our level 1, our white belt curriculum for kicking. This is really building the foundation for what will be our kicking combos that you guys will learn later. We have some videos on all of those as well. Go check those out once you've mastered these skills. But today we're going to focus on what we call number 1, number 2, and number 3 kicks. So what you'll see here is that we're going to be focusing on which foot we're kicking with, whether it's the front leg or the back leg, and whether we're putting that foot down in front or putting it down in the back. The kick, you can plug in any different kick that you learn, but once you learn the base of which foot is number 1, number 2, number 3, it'll make the kicking combo videos that you'll learn next super, super easy. So let's get to work. Let's jump right into it. So Mr. Wade, go ahead and take your fighting stance.
Aye.
So if you're tracking along at home, Mr. Wade is going to be mirroring you guys. So what y'all see on the TV here, you're going to do the same thing. So go ahead and put your left side in front, right side back, just like what you see him doing here, okay? So this first kick that we're going to do is our front kick. And again, we're going to do the number 1, number 2, and number 3. I'm going to teach you guys what those are right now. So because we're doing a front kick, you see Mr. Wade is very straightforward or squared up with his stance. He's not body sideways blading. He's more like a kickboxer squaring up right here, okay? So the number 1 kick is always going to be our front leg kick. Whether it's a front kick, roundhouse, or side kick, it'll be with our front leg. So we're doing a number 1 front kick. So he's just going to kind of lean his weight back, lift that front leg up, and throw that front kick. There's no footwork going on. He's not taking a step with the back leg. Just one more time, he lifts it up, number 1, and kicks. Perfect. And sets it right back down under control. Number 2 front kick is going to be a back leg returning, which means he kicks with it, and then he puts it right back where it came from behind him, still keep maintaining that squared up stance. All right, so one more time, number 2 front kick. Awesome. And then number 3 is going to be a back leg advancing. So go ahead and do that back leg advancing. So he's going to kick, refold, and then set it down in front. So you notice you guys all just changed stance right now. So now he has the other foot in front. So go ahead and shuffle back just a little bit. And we're going to do the exact same 3 kicks, but we were going to do it with the other side in front. So again, if you're tracking along, you should have your right side in front now. So when I say number 1 front kick, you're going to lean that weight back and kick with your right leg. So he leans back, kicks with his front leg, puts it down in front. Number 2 front kick, he's going to kick with the back leg and put it back. And then number 3 front kick, he's going to kick with the back leg and advance forward, all right? Good, go ahead and shuffle back. Awesome, so now we're going to go to the next kick, which is our roundhouse. So when we're doing a front leg roundhouse, we want to blade our stance. So you'll notice he's going to turn his body sideways and be a little bit more bladed. If you haven't done it yet, you might try some point fighting eventually, and this is kind of how point fighters fight. It's a little more bladed with their stance, okay? So the biggest change that you're going to notice on this on the roundhouse and side kick is that there's a pivot. So what you'll notice is whenever Mr. Wade lifts his leg, his bottom foot is going to turn. He kind of lifts his heel just a little bit and turns that heel towards the target. So it looks like this. He lifts up and pivots. So that's going to engage his hips, rotate his hips in the way that he can reach better. He has more control. And later on, whenever you're working on closing distance with these kicks, he can do something called independent motion and things that are a little bit more advanced, but it all comes from that fundamental ability to pivot that foot. It's going to help your alignment and your reach, okay? So watch it here. So when he does number 1 roundhouse, he's going to lift that front leg and pivot and throw that roundhouse. Go ahead. Very nice, all right, and then he's going to set it in front. Now for a number 2 roundhouse, to make this easier, I want him to kind of square up his stance a little bit more, all right? So from here, this foot's now, instead of being here, it's already facing forward. It's going to make that pivot a little bit easier, and he's a little squared up here, and he can go with his back leg roundhouse from here. So go ahead, back leg roundhouse and return, and he brings it right back. And then a number 3 roundhouse would be a back leg advancing. So he's going to go back leg roundhouse, and then put it in front. Go ahead and shuffle back, stay in that stance, awesome. So now we're going to do the exact same thing on this side. So number 1 roundhouse, very good. And then a number 2, but in order to do a number 2, he's going to square up his stance just a little bit, and he's going to do his number 2 roundhouse. Go ahead, returning, back leg returning, and then number 3 is back leg advancing. Go ahead. Perfect, and go ahead and shuffle back. All right, guys, so for the final kick of this series is our side kick. So on the side kick, it's going to be a little bit more difficult, mainly because of this fold. So you'll notice here, whenever Mr. Wade does this on this number 1 side kick, he's going to fold his knee up and he's going to bring his knee way over here onto the side. Go ahead and do that for me. He brings it up so he has his pivot, and he's got this knee kind of tucked to his chest as close as he can, and that heel's aimed at the target. And then from right there, he's going to send it straight out like he's squishing a bug, boom, and bringing it right back. So a lot of times when we teach this to beginners, we start by teaching you guys to drive straight to the ground, and then it's just a matter of turning over and then doing the same thing but going out to the side. That's going to be where you get that power, is that straight aligned stomp on the air here, okay? So again, he's going to lift up number 1 side kick. He folds up and sends it out. Perfect. From right there, because we're going to do the back leg side kick next, he's going to want to go ahead and square up his stance, just like we did on the roundhouse. It's going to help him get that rotation a little easier. So from the squared up stance, he's going to go back leg side kick, returning. So he comes around, folds first, sends it out, and brings it back, just like that. That is probably the most difficult one of these 3 series of kicks that we're doing. Then the number 3 is going to be back leg advancing. So he's going to come around, send it out, and set it in front. Very nice. Okay, go ahead and shuffle back. Now, same on the other side. So this first one is going to be bladed because he's doing a front leg side kick. So he's going to pivot, fold, number 1 side kick. Very good. For number 2, he's going to go ahead and square up his stance. And he's going to do his number 2 side kick, back leg returning. Perfect. And then number 3 side kick, back leg advancing. Just like that. Go ahead and shuffle back. So that is our number 1, 2, and 3 kicks. And again, it is the front kick, roundhouse, and side kick done with whichever foot you're doing based on those numbers. So once you have that basic understanding of that, you're ready to move into our kicking combinations, and those videos can be found on our channel as well, so be sure you go check those out. If you have any questions at all, bring them to your instructors. That's what we're here for, and we'll see you guys on the mat. One, 2, and 3. 1, 2, good, 3. Off 1, beautiful, 2, 3.